Mike Moore Media.
I'm checking in with our friends in Stoneville. There's a town council meeting tonight, and interim town manager Perry Webster is on the line. Hey, Perry, Happy New Year.
Good morning, Mike, and Happy New Year to you and all the listeners this morning. We hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a very great New Year.
Yep, all the best for everyone in Stoneville this year as well. Well, meeting tonight doesn't look, I'm looking at the agenda, doesn't look like a very long meeting, perhaps.
No, I don't think it will be. We have a few things on the new business, one being a request to make the alleyway there on Henry Street a two-way versus a one-way. And this is being done by Mr. Mike Carpino, who wants to put a coffee shop in a new building there that he purchased and would like to have a drive-through window there. The council will have to discuss and decide as to whether they feel that is something that can be done. I've spoke with the state, and if it's done, it would take some modifications to that alleyway to make it safe or safer. I am concerned with the traffic that could very well be turning off of Henry Street into that area to go to a drive-through window. So it's a lot to be considered, and they'll hear Mr. Capino's side, and then they'll give their opinions and what they feel is safe or unsafe, and make some decision as to make that a two-way alleyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a tight area in there already to start with.
It is, and when you consider, nothing against senior citizens or older people that drive, that may create some issues for them having to go to the drugstore there, and the part that really can give you a problem is it's on the wrong side of the alleyway. So that's a lot to be considered there, and then hopefully something can be done to get what he wants or what he needs to operate his business, where he could have some type of drive-through, or maybe pull up out front and call in an order and pull up out front and pick it up. But there may be some alternatives, but the biggest thing we have to consider is the safety of the pedestrians that walk through that alley and those who drive through.
Mm-hmm, sure. Okay. So that's first thing on the agenda tonight. And then looks like just kind of updating your contract with the Rockingham County Board of Elections.
That's correct. We hold the elections here at the Vera Holland Center, and it's just a contract that the municipalities have to sign, and just paperwork basically that gives them everything they need to be able to properly perform elections here in town of Stoneville.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then department reports.
Yes, every month we like to let the citizens and the council be aware of what each department has going on. So we have reports from Fire Chief, Mr. Joel Freeman, and Chief Frank Moore for the Police Department, Jimmy Bowman for the Public Works Department, and right now we don't have a Recreations Director right now, and that will be a job that we'll be talking about tonight. I'm going to present some things to the board that I think would maybe give us an idea of where we need to go with recreation going forward.
Okay, very good. And then you have a number of things to report on to the board.
Right, the Public Works building, we're still awaiting our engineered plans for that building. We've done everything that we need to do prior to getting those plans, and of course no one can really give you anything written in stone as to what they can perform duties for that have to be done to successfully get that building up and make it safe for everyone. So we're waiting on those engineered drawings. I have a call into the company this morning to see where we are in that process and see if we can get those done and get our Public Works building up at least by the spring of the year. That's what we're hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I stated, I'm going to make some recommendations to the board in reference to our Recreation Department. And our siren, the fire siren, which goes off here when the fire department receives a call for assistance, is not properly working. If it rains or what have you, for whatever reason, it's going off. So I've instructed the fire chief what steps to take to kind of resolve that issue, and we'll move forward with that, just kind of keep the board abreast of what we're doing and what we're trying to do with that. Siren is, I guess, a part of Stoneville's history, if you will. I was a little boy at my grandma's house, and she was working at Stoneville Furniture Factory, and we would always hear that siren go off when someone was calling for assistance, and then I've been out with people who have elderly people in their homes or what have you, and when that siren goes off, and of course they're going to call home to make sure everything's okay. So it has played a part in Stoneville's history, and I think that the people here in Stoneville, some few, very few, don't like it but it didn't go off after 11 o'clock at night. So, but some people just don't like the siren. But
Yeah.
it is something that keeps us abreast of what's going on. And of course you have the tornado drills that we have, and if we were to have another tornado or some weather-related incident, it can make people aware that something is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll try to get that resolved. This year, the council is going to have a retreat with Mr. Jesse Day and the League of Municipalities, and just trying to get some ideas going forward as how we can perform our duties as administrators and the board and mayor here in Stoneville, how we can move forward and just become better. And, see if there's some things we're doing that we can make better, or if there's some things we're not doing, or some things we're doing we don't need to do. So it's always a good thing when you have someone to come in from the outside with different viewpoints and different ideas. And he works for the state of North Carolina, so they deal with small towns such as Stoneville all through the state of North Carolina. And there may be some suggestions they can make to improve our services or improve the services that we offer to our citizens. And there may not be a cost associated with it. Maybe just something we need to change or enhance. So we'll be having a retreat with Mr. Jesse Day sometime in the next few months in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Our Fidelity Bank building, we've done everything that we know to do to try to get a financial institution here in the town of Stoneville. And as of this day, we've not had any commitment from anyone. I'm still on the phone constantly with people that are in that business, whether it be a credit union or a bank or what have you. And I just think that right now, since online banking and everybody's paying bills online and all checks are direct deposited, it's not a real big thing. Banks now, the brick and mortar banks are not a real big thing anymore.
Yeah.
So but we want. Our citizens want a bank, and we want to get them one if at all possible. So we're going to continue to fight that battle, trying to get a bank here in Stoneville. And we're not giving up yet until we've exhausted all leads that we can follow that anybody would be interested in opening a financial institution here in the town of Stoneville.
Yeah, that's been a tough one, hasn't it?
It has. So, it's just one of those things. We've talked to some people that we thought maybe were interested, and they did tell me when they talked to me that they didn't move fast, that it moved, and it's a slow process. So we're not giving up, but we just want to keep the people aware of the fact that we are working every day to try to get a financial institution here in the town of Stoneville.
So let me understand. So the one that looked kind of likely a year ago, perhaps, that's not going to happen then, it looks like now?
Well, he won't commit to say it's not going to happen, but he's not committing to say it will happen either. Mm-hmm. It's kind of keeping you on a balance wheel, if you will. It's not. No, I'm not saying it won't happen, but I can't tell you if it is going to happen and when that will be.
Yeah.
So but he did say, he didn't mind if we look for other people or other institutions that were interested in coming to Stoneville. So we'll continue to do that. And I would say the first bank or financial institution that comes forward and they can make some agreement with the town board, they'll be here. So we're not giving up yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then water pressure updates.
Yeah, we got water pressure issues on Glen, Highland, and Dalton Street up there, and we're talking with our town engineer. And what we're basically doing now is trying to develop a solution, and then do a cost assessment for what that solution is going to cost. And more than likely, we'll have to seek grants or some federal funding to make that happen. Mm-hmm. So we're working hard to get that done. We know that there is an issue, and we're going to try our best to see if we can get something done to eliminate that problem, not only on that street, and if there are other areas, that have low pressure, we need to know and we can test. And we have a lot of these old galvanized pipes in the lines, and it may start out a 2-inch pipe, and over the years, that it just the material that builds up in those pipes and what have you can cut it down from a 2-inch down to an inch or down to 3/4. So the less water you got flowing through that pipe, of course, the less pressure you're going to have coming into your home, business, or what have you. So we're trying to identify those issues and then, like I said, come up with a solution and seek funding to take care of it.
Water pipes with all municipalities. That's
ongoing
for years and years, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a small town problem. We don't have the tax base to just spend $2 million on replacing all these galvanized lines or whatever the issues may be. And there are a lot of homeowners that, from the meter in their yard to their homes, they have those old galvanized pipes. And I've even gone in some homes, where there's been an issue with sewer and what have you, and it's because of those old galvanized pipes. So it's an ongoing problem. And, of course, if we get more pressure to the home, then the old galvanized pipes don't let the pressure come into the home, we still have an issue. And then, that becomes the residents' responsibility, and I know that's expensive, and we would be looking for funds to help our residents and to help our town to make sure that we got the water pressure and the supply that we need to make a happy home.
Yeah, okay. All right, so the Stoneville Town Council meeting tonight at 7, open to the public as always, time there for public comments as usual.
Yes, sir. We want to hear if there are issues that people are concerned with and what have you. I mean, my office door is always open. I like for people to come in and talk because a lot of times issues that they would bring to on Tuesday night can be resolved in my office. It may be just a misunderstanding of something that's going on. I've got some things on my desk this morning with recyclables and bulk pickups that people just don't understand that Waste Management doesn't do that. And once they call us so we can sit down and talk about it, sometimes we can resolve those issues before they have to come before the board. However, we love for people to come and just listen and understand what's going on and why we can't do some of the things that we need to do right now. And, of course, it's always money, and that's what I talk with the people with the art money, we call it, when they gave it out. And I read about, Raleigh trying to figure out what to do with $21 million. And I know it's based on population, but at some point in time, I think the government needs to look at need versus population. These small towns such as Stoneville have a lot of needs. We need streets resurfaced. We need these old galvanized lines replaced. A lot of things going on that $21 million would have helped Stoneville do. I told them we could have probably written a check in a couple of hours and that money been gone. But we understand what they do, and we're grateful for what we got. But, we're just looking for ways to do more with less, and basically that's what we're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Hopefully others will hear you as well.
Yeah, and I do. We had some success. I think that Representative Pirtle has spoken for us well. We've got a $250,000 grant to build our public works building, and then we got another $250,000 to install generators on the town hall and the police and the fire department. So, that's all working in our favor, and slowly but surely we're addressing these issues, and we're just continuing to fight this battle. We want our citizens to have everything that they need, and we want to make it as affordable as possible for the town and for the citizen.
Sure. Okay. Perry, always good to talk to you. I
You
appreciate
too, Mike.
it, and see you tonight.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Perry Webster, Interim Stoneville Town Manager, a preview of tonight's Town Council meeting. Again, that is at 7 o'clock. They have been having a closed session before and after that regular meeting. They do not have that tonight, just the regular meeting at 7. For more information about what's going on in town, you can go to the Facebook page, Town of Stoneville, NC, and then town.stoneville.nc.us. And as always, I'd like to remind you to support our local businesses, shop in Stoneville. Support our local businesses. Shop local.